Okay, good morning, class. So this will be the last presentation for this class, teaching methodologies. And we will proceed right away with the lesson plans. Ayan. Okay, let's wait. Nagahang. Okay, what is lesson plan? Do you have any idea of what lesson plan is? So actually, if engineering or architecture have their blueprint, it is also the same with the teachers. So lesson plans serve as the blueprint. So this is usually a blueprint of what a teacher intends to build, whether these be attitudes, habits, skills, or knowledge. That's why as a teacher, it is very important that we have our blueprint so that we will have a guide on what we are going to teach and what are the skills or attitudes or knowledge that we want to build with our students. Okay. Now there are types of instructional lesson plan. We have the yearly instructional plan for basic education. This would be the Philippine Elementary Learning Competencies, or we call this one the PELCs. And the Philippine Secondary Learning Competencies, we have the PSLCCs, okay? Now, in elementary and high school, usually they require the teacher to write a daily lesson plan. Yan. And they have the template. Yan. And of course, available lesson plan. We have available lesson plan in the bookstore, National Bookstore. Now for the college, usually we are required to write the course syllabus or course plan or course of study for tertiary level. So it is depend on us if we will write our daily lesson plan, but actually what is required for us is the course syllabus. That's why in if you notice in your workbook, the very first part of your book is I already included the course syllabus. And in the course syllabus, you can see the course description, the objectives, the requirements, and of course, the summary outline of the lessons that we will be uh, dealing in the whole semester. Okay, and then we have the unit plan. It is a segment of the yearly plan or course plan. Ayan, lesson plan is a segment of the unit plan, and lesson plan may be done on a daily or weekly basis. And for your requirement, I will be asking you to write a daily lesson plan. Now, there are elements of the lesson plan. There are five actually, six, sorry. We have the objectives, or we call this one right now learning outcomes. And then the topic or subject matter, materials, procedure or lesson development. We have the evaluation or assessment. Sometimes we interchange the term. Ayan. And then we have the assignment. Now, the formats of lesson plan, we have the sketchy outline format. This is actually applicable for a veteran teacher. So if you are teaching for more than 5 years, I think you can do this, the sketchy outline format of lesson plan. We have the semi-detailed lesson plan applicable for an average teacher, and detailed lesson plan applicable for a new teacher, 1 to 2 years of teaching. And then writing lesson objectives. Okay, so it is really important that in teaching you have your objectives. So what is this? Lesson or instructional objectives are also called the performance objectives because of the emphasis on the student outcomes as manifested in their performance. Okay, so this is actually the learning outcomes or the result that you want your student to accomplish at the end of the lesson. And performance objectives refer to the student mastery of the content, such as facts, concepts, skills, and generalizations. We also have what we call process objectives that complement performance objectives. Okay. Taxonomy of objectives. There are three actually taxonomy. We have the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. For the cognitive, this is usually based on the mental aspect of the student. This is the learner's ability to process information in a meaningful way. And we have the categories 2, 4, 6, 7. First category is knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And for the affective, we're dealing with the learner's attitudes and feelings that are a result of the learning process. And we have 5 categories: receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterizing. And then we have last, we have the psychomotor, learners' ability to use motor skills to learn. Actually, we're not only referring to skills, but we can also say of the changes in the changes in um, what we call that in the attitude, but actually it's more on the affective. Anyway, categories, we have the perception, set, guided response, mechanism, complex overt response, adaptation, and origination. Okay, so these are actually the example of cognitive uh, taxonomy, from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. That's why uh, actually this is the revised Bloom's taxonomy. It was revised by Anderson. So instead of evaluating, ito naging creating na lang siya. Nawala dyan yung synthesis. Okay? So these are the verbs that you can use in writing your objectives. Pag remembering, ayan, ito yung mga verbs na i-consider ninyo. Okay? Magkakaroon tayo ng workshop later on. And then for the affective domain, usually the feelings and attitudes. Again, these are the example of verbs that you can use. And then psychomotor domain, okay, these are the objectives or the verbs that you can use in formulating your objectives. Now, you don't have copy in your workbook, but you can avail this one in the Google, Google it, okay? And then next is selecting effective teaching strategies. These are the factors to consider in the choice of method. What are the method that you're going to use in teaching? So this is actually applicable in the lesson development. So first is we have the instructional objectives, the nature of the subject matter, the learner. Of course, you have to consider the learner, the teacher, and school policies. There are two main methods. We have the deductive. Ayan. When we talk about deductive, the use of deductive is it begins with what is abstract, general, unknown to the learners and proceed to what is concrete, specific, and what is known to the learner. So from general to objective. That's why when we teach, we begin with the rule, the generalization, the principle, then explain the rule, principle, or generalization. Okay. Now the advantages of using this method, coverage of a wider scope of subject matter. Kaya medyo malawak ang coverage niya. But again, you can divide naman. And then advantages, no butter on the part of the teacher to lead learners to the formulation of the generalization or rule. Disadvantages, it is not supportive of the principle that learning is an active process. There is less involvement on the part of the learners. Ayan. And then lesson appears uninteresting at first. So ito yung disadvantages if you use deductive method. Another method is we have the inductive. So baliktad naman ito. It's the opposite actually. You start with the concrete. Ayan. Specific and what is known to the learners and ends with what is abstract, general, and unknown. So this is from specific to general. Okay. So we do the opposite when we teach via the inductive method. Now, the advantages of using these methods, the learners are more engaged in the teaching learning process. So I think this is better. And then learning becomes more interesting at the outset because we begin with the experiences of our students. And it helps the development of our learners' higher order thinking skills. Ayan. Disadvantages, it requires more time and so less subject matter will be covered. Ayan. It demands expert, ayan, facilitating on the part of the teacher. So the lesson plan that I am going to present to you later on is it's more on the inductive method. Yan. So another elements of writing a lesson plan is the evaluating learning or what we call the assessment. So this is concerned with the assessment of learning. If learning is at the end effect of teaching, we cannot claim that what we taught if our students, pupils did not learn at all. So the logical thing to do after we have taught is to monitor learning to check how well they have attained our learning objectives. That's why it is very important that you have your assessment tool. And then the outcome-based education or goal-oriented teaching and learning models put emphasis on the assessment of learning. For this is the ultimate and most reliable proof that teaching indeed took place. Ayan. So why we need to evaluate learning? So we evaluate teaching and learning for an overall purpose of improving instruction. First, for specific purposes, evaluation is undertaken in order to analyze the children's learning styles, know how children learn to determine appropriate teaching methodology, and then diagnose children's strengths and weaknesses, to gather information that could be used to build on the strong and positive qualities and improve the weak traits of students. And of course, to appraise achievement and to determine the effectiveness of a teaching methodology. So these are the reasons why we need to evaluate learning. These are effective evaluation techniques. Ayan, administration of paper and pencil tests. Usually, this is very common already. Yung after our lesson, magbibigay tayo ng quiz. Ayan. And objective tests, ayan, such as multiple choice items, completion type, and matching items. Okay. Usually, gustong-gusto ito ng mga elementary and high school. Multiple choice, ayan, matching types. Okay. Essay test asks for further explanations. Usually if we use the essay type of assessment, we are actually seeking for a higher thinking skills. Ayan. So reasons or illustrations of principles, and then open-ended questions are good sources of extended learning. We have also undertaking individual or group investigations, ayan, oral participation or recitation. And then we give projects to assess the quality of work products. And the common sources of evidences are completion of assignment, ayan, notebooks, compilation of simple researches undertaken in connection with the lessons, clippings of news, photographs, and outstanding achievements in history. So these are example of effective evaluation techniques. We have also presenting projects, preparing collections, actual observations, personal file, or meron palang portfolio dyan. It includes information gathered as one enters school, such as we have the results of IQ test, aptitude test, ayan. And then performance test, kaya meron nga kayong examination, and then portfolio. Okay? Now we have this formative evaluation. So these are evaluation activities given after class to determine if the objectives are attained. So if you want to know if your student learn or understand your lesson, right after your presentation, you have to ask questions or give them quiz, short quiz. And we have the summative evaluation. Usually, this is applicable ayan, at the end of the semester or at the end of the unit of your subject. Kaya nga usually ito yung examination. Okay? And the most common evaluation tool na ginagamit, ayan, written quiz or test, performance test, or portfolio assessment. Okay, last part of the lesson plan is the homework or assignment. So planning homework, it provides why we need to ask our student to do their assignment or provide homework for our student. So it provides the pupils, students, the opportunity to refine and extend their knowledge. And this is done through practice and advanced preparation or reading. So it also helps cultivate good study habit, and it is a tool to assess the learning needs of learners with multiple intelligences and varied learning styles. Okay, I want to show you. Okay, stop ko muna yung share. And wait. Okay, sandali lang. Share. Another share. Okay. Okay, I want to show you an example of my lesson plan. Ayan. So this is an example of lesson plan that I want you to do. Example of lesson plan for grade 11. Okay, so this is now the application. As you can see, you have your objectives. Your objectives must be smart. Pag sinabi nating smart, specific, measurable, attainable, time-bound, smart. Tama. Ano yung isa? Result-oriented. Okay? Or reliable. Yan. So at the end of the class, the learners are expected to demonstrate understanding of what faith is. So this is under the cognitive objective. Demonstrate interest to grow in his or her faith in God under affective domain. Develop the skills of note-taking, Bible studies of or preaching in the church. This is under psychomotor domain. Okay, so kompleto yung objective ko. Merong knowledge or cognitive, merong affective, and merong psychomotor. So the subject matter, topic, faith in God, of course, include the reference, the Bible, and this is actually my main reference. What is faith? Available at, ayan, kung saan ko kinuha yung lesson. Time allotment, 1 hour. Instructional materials, of course, the Bible, and I will be using LCD projector. Ayan. So let's proceed with the procedure. When we talk about the procedure, ito na yung lesson development. So usually I started with an introduction or yung dating ginagamit, preparation or motivation. Ayan. So depende kung anong term ang gamitin nyo. As long as na may introduction. Ayan. So this is the lesson development. Ayan. So ito na. The Bible says that without faith, we can't please God. And that the goal of our faith is salvation. So medyo God, ayan. God wants us to have living faith so we can grow in our relationship with Him. So what is faith and how do we receive it and grow it? Now, para may activities naman, distribute the verses of Acts 8:26 to 40 to the students to read. So hindi ako yung magbabasa niyan, kundi sila yung magbabasa. Okay? Okay, summary. Ito yung sasabihin ko. You summarize the story. And then, kasi ito yung introduction natin sa lesson natin. Okay. Now, if you want, if there's still time, you can share your story of how you received Jesus. Yan. So, ito na yung first division ng lesson natin. What is faith? Ayan. So, ayan siya. Again, this lesson plan is for first time to teach. Kaya medyo detailed yung lesson plan natin. What is faith? Ayan. Faith is trusting God. So you emphasize, okay? And we can read in Hebrews 11:1. Who is the source of faith? Ayan, may mga verses. And then what can we do if we don't have enough faith? Ayan. How do you grow in faith? Hearing and studying the Word of God. Is believing in God enough? Ayan. Ito yung mga topic. What did Jesus Christ tell us to believe? And then what did Jesus Christ tell us to do? And then what is dead faith? What is living faith? And when we believe in God and believe God, what will be motivated to do? Yan, ano yung gagawin natin? Okay? So kung mapapansin nyo, anong method ang ginamit ko? What is faith? So specific, ayan, to general inductive method. Yan. Okay. So let's move on with the assessment. This is how you will write your assessment. Okay. So dun sa assessment, actually, may tatlong category. We have the diagnostic assessment. So usually, this is the review activity. You want to diagnose or you want to determine if they understand your lesson, kaya i-review mo sila. So what is faith? How do we receive faith? How do we grow faith? And then you have your formative or assessment as learning. This is a quiz. Ayan, pwede mong ibigay right away or kinabukasan. Ayan, kung mag-meet uli kayo. So kung mapapansin ninyo, yung objective ko is my assessment tool for objective number 1. Ito yung activity or ito yung assessment tool para ma-accomplish yung objective number 1. Ano yung objective number 1 ko? Okay. Balik tayo sa objective number 1. So at the end of the class, the learners are expected to demonstrate understanding of what faith is. So ang assessment tool ko dyan is through quiz. And then, syempre, ang question ko is about faith. Ayan, about the lesson. Ayan, so ito. These are the questions. So saan galing yung mga question na yan? Dun sa lesson development. Okay? So that's how you form your quiz. And then, ayan, summative. Ito, pag magpapa-exam ka na, this is applicable for unit examination. Ayan. So, hindi ko na sinulat yung examination code dyan. Okay? And then, assignment. Ayan. So, memory verse recitation. So, this is assessment tool for objective number 2. Ano yung objective number 2 natin? Ayan. Objective number 2 is demonstrate interest to grow in his or her faith in God through reciting memory verse. Ayan. So ito siya. So memory verse recitation, instruction starting next week. Prepare a memory verse and you will recite before we start the class. Ayan. Kaya lang baka maubos yung oras sa pagre-recite. Anyway, be creative na lang kung paano mo gamitin yung time ng tama. And then last is the project assessment tool for objective number 3. Ano yung objective number 3 natin? So our objective number 3 is develop the skills of note-taking. So psychomotor, ano? So yung skills of note-taking, Bible studies or preaching in the church. Ayan. So writing skills ang madidevelop doon. Okay, ano yung activities para doon or your assessment tool? Ayan. So it is in the form of the project. Ayan. Starting this Sunday, take note of your lesson in Sunday school or preaching of your pastor. So kung kaya marirequired pa siyang umattend ng church. Ayan, o kaya Sunday school. And submit, kasi project naman siya, submit at least 10 notes after the end of the semester. So this is an example of writing lesson plan. And for your requirements in this course is for you to write a lesson plan. Ngayon, hindi ko na kayo pahihirapan. So, I want you to choose a subject, age group. Importante yung age group kasi ito yung i-consider natin in writing lesson plan. Of course, do you think my activities is applicable for grade 11? Yung presentation ko ba, yung lesson development ko ba, is applicable sa grade 11. Ayan. So make sure that your lesson is appropriate to their level of understanding. Kaya in your lesson plan for your requirement, choose an age group kung anong grade. High school tayo. Okay, so start with grade, ano ba yung high school? Grade 6, grade 7, ayan. Grade 7 to grade 12, mamili kayo ng age group doon. Mamili rin kayo ng subject na ituturo ninyo. And mamili kayo ng specific na topic na i-discuss ninyo. So, kung gusto niyo ng science, math, ano pa, Filipino, basta bahala kayo kung anong pipiliin ninyo. And write lesson plan for that topic. Okay? So, medyo pagagaanin ko na yung requirement, isang lesson plan na lang. Ayan. Okay? Now, kung hindi ako satisfied sa lesson plan ninyo, i-revise natin yan hanggang sa magawa ng tama yung lesson plan. Okay, so if you have question with our lesson, again, you can chat me. You can ask question in our group chat. Ayan. Okay, so I hope that our lesson is clear, very clear. Ayan. Anyway, you have your workbook. Pwede nyo i-review yung workbook ninyo. Okay, so that's all for today, and I hope that you will end this semester successfully. Ayan. Okay, so God bless.